I've always wanted to be a high school dancer since I was young. My dance teachers went to Olathe Northwest, so I looked up to them and I was inspired by seeing their journeys and just how they progressed as a dancer. I've been on varsity for 3 years, so since my sophomore year. So typically practices look like about 15 minutes of stretching at the beginning, and then we'll either get into choreography for one of our dances or we'll start cleaning the dance, which means making everyone look the same and having the same movements and such. So sometimes we'd break into small groups and kind of work through parts of the dances that way, but unfortunately with COVID, we haven't been able to do as much small group things, and also the choreography has been different because we aren't able to be so close and we aren't able to touch each other. So if you watch some of the dances from the years past, we do a lot of group work where we're intertwined and we're doing lifts and things like that. But unfortunately, our dances cannot be quite as intricate this year. So with virtual schooling, our practices have been a little bit different. We've been going in the mornings and doing in-person from 7 to 7:45, and then getting on Zoom from 7:45 for our regular first hour class. And we've just been preparing as we all go into our own studios. We've just been taking classes and staying in shape for whatever we can do this season, just trying to keep up our performance and stay positive. So now with new COVID regulations, when we go to school practices, if we're in person, we do very little work together. We're all spread out. We start with stretching as usual, and then we haven't done quite as much choreography as we should be. If it was a typical national season, we've just been doing shorter dances that we perform at football games or just whatever we can perform at. So that's just been different from our typical performances. We have done exceptionally well at our nationals. So my sophomore year, we won 4 titles: jazz, mix, pom, and grand champions. And my junior year, we won jazz and mix. It's an incredible feeling to not just win one title, but to win Grand National Champion, knowing that you got the highest combined score at the competition. It's just such a relief to see all of your hard work go towards something as special as that. It was tough recording for 3 hours and having to retry, but everyone stayed super positive and kept each other going, and in the end we ended up winning the state competition, so it was all worth it. So this year, due to COVID regulations, our dances do look a little bit different since we can't do any lifts, we can't touch each other, and we have to stay socially distanced at all times. And we also have to wear masks during our performances since there's so many of us, we just can't stay that spread out at all times. So that definitely affects our performance, considering that a lot of it is facial expressions. So since we won state, we should be getting a state banner with all of our names on it. So I think that one should be put into the main gym since it matches all of the other state banners, since it's not like our national banners. So hopefully that one goes in the main gym. Miss Hilliard has promised that she will work hard to get that to happen. I think that the dance team could definitely be appreciated a little bit more. Since we do win so many titles, it's hard to kind of take us for granted and not understand how hard the sport really is, and it is a sport. So the athleticism and all of the hard work that goes into that is just like any of the other sports here at Northwest. So I think we could definitely use some more appreciation and value from the students. As for nationals for 2021, there's nothing set in stone right now. Ultimately, it comes up to whether or not the district is going to let us travel to Florida to go to the competition. And also NDA might decide to hold it virtually. So either we can travel to Florida as a group and go perform like normal, or we can send in virtual videos just like we did for state. So as for nationals and limited practices and everything of that nature, you just have to think that every other team is in the same boat. Every other team is having to have hybrid schooling or virtual or something of that nature. So it's definitely going to be an even playing field if we do get to go to nationals, but it's also going to be a little bit harder to put together dances and condition in the mornings, because typically we would have 2.5 hours some days to work on our dances, but unfortunately we would only have 45 minutes if we keep up the hybrid scheduling or virtual school. With this being my fourth and final year on the dance team, I do believe I have left my mark. Just seeing all of the upperclassmen go, they've all left a mark on the team, and you can definitely feel it the next year. There's kind of an empty space where those people should be. But I believe the senior class is filling the shoes of everyone really well. And we've also been getting to know the freshmen and the underclassmen. So that's just been really nice, and I'm really excited to see what experiences we can have with them. So if I could give a message to the freshmen on dance team right now, I would definitely tell them to enjoy every moment. It goes so quickly, and you have absolutely no idea. So with this year being a little bit different, I think we're all just a little bit more intentional in how we're seeing things and being more positive, definitely. As for younger people, middle schoolers coming in, I'd say just try out, just go for it, because once you get into it, you're gonna fall in love with the community. It's absolutely incredible.